My grandmother was the first person to really elevate caregiving to the point of being a national discussion.
I'm very pleased to be here this afternoon to speak about caregiving, an issue that is very important to me. It's been part of my life since I was 12 years old.
She knows exactly what that life is like. She knows the needs of that. She knows the stress. She knows the difficulty, and she definitely knows the lack of support.
Mr. Chairman, there are only 4 kinds of people in the world. Those who have been caregivers, those who currently are caregivers, those who will be caregivers, and those who will need caregiving. That's all of us.
That was her message. Caregiving will touch every person at some point in their life. And I've already been all 4. My mom's mother, Dorothy, she was as involved as you would hope a grandma would be. But when I was about to start 9th grade, she had her stroke. Caregiving became a full-time responsibility for the whole family. The toll it took on our family was real. Taking care of a loved one. Something that we do out of love, but something we could do that we do out of need and necessity, but it is hard and it's lonely and the resources just aren't there. Now I have a 6th grader, Charlie, and I have a kindergartner, Jonathan. When Jonathan was 3 months old, we were changing his diaper, and instead of what you would normally expect for a diaper, we saw blood. Charlie was 6, and we tried very hard to make sure that Charlie knew that he was a loved member of the family. But every single day was consumed around Jonathan and consumed around Jonathan's care. Charlie's going through what I went through and what my grandmother went through, learning that caregiving is a necessary part of a loving family. When Jonathan got better, it took Charlie and Jonathan down to see my grandparents. Jonathan was racing up and down their living room in his little Razor scooter, and she thought it was the greatest thing that she'd ever seen, all the way through to the very end of her life and through the deepest parts of her dementia. She still had that memory. So that was a lovely gift that Jonathan gave her at the end. When Grandpa was running for governor in the late 60s, early 70s, my grandmother heard stories all over Georgia of family caregivers. And Rosa knew exactly what that household looked like. And she knew that there were things the government could do to help people that are in such dire needs.
Caregiving knows no geographic or political boundaries. Much more needs to be done. There must be a fundamental shift in how this nation values and supports caregivers and caregiving.
My grandmother always wanted to make sure that people who are caregivers are heard and are celebrated. We cannot ignore the needs of the caregiver.
This caregiving story was made possible with the support of these generous funders.